Morning is, I think it's Sunday. Morning of day 9. Maybe it's Monday. I'm not even sure. I've lost track of my days. Didn't sleep very well last night. There was a storm that went through, and I'm underneath this big canopy. Hold on, let me see if I can get away this thing. So this canopy is just like tin that it's made out of. And I might as well have been sleeping in a drum all night. It was so loud in here. Anyway, it was tough to sleep. So I was awake a lot last night. So I gotta make a fuel run. There's a gas station about 3 blocks up the road. So I've gotta walk up there to get fuel because the marina, it must be Sunday here. But the marina is not open this morning, so I got to carry the fuel tanks. I did that last night also. Excuse me. Sorry. And that's a long ways to carry fuel. But I can't leave without it. I've got 60 miles to go today, so I got to get going. It's 7 in the morning, and I think I can make 60 miles today, hopefully before dark. But I'm wanting to make it to, oh gosh, I forgot the name of the town. I'm having a terrible morning. I just didn't sleep well. I woke up and just kind of haven't completely woken up yet. But I can't believe I can't remember the name of the town I'm going to. Let me look. Oh, Havana. Right. Havana, Illinois. 60 miles from here, supposedly. So, that's my plan. And I gotta get out of here. Get on the road. So, I'm gonna go get some fuel. Okay, so I'm at a gas station. This is my 3rd trip here, because I had to get 25 gallons of gas. And it's like 3 blocks or so back to the boat. So anyway, there's McDonald's next door. I haven't had any really bad greasy food in a few days, so I'm gonna stop over there and get some hash browns. Take a little break before I walk all the way back to the boat. I only have 1 can this time, which will help. At least I can switch hands. But this it's a walk. So hopefully this is a really bad old part of Peoria. Otherwise, we really let down what Peoria looks like, because this area is rough. But maybe, I don't know, everybody's got a bad part of town. Luckily, I keep finding them for some reason. Maybe, you know, what the connection is between marinas and old parts of town. Alright, heading back to the boat. This is the Peoria charter coach company. They've got the front of a bus sticking out of the building, which I thought was kind of cool. Got it all lit up. This looks like a nice part of downtown. They've got it's like a park over here, some kind of big pavilion, and then can't see what it says on the side of there. I think it says Miss Peoria. But anyway, it's a big river boat. Pretty cool. Some restaurants. Yeah, that'd be a nice place to hang out right there. Should have stayed there last night. There's some fishermen out here today. Oh, Spirit of Peoria. Okay. 3 stories. That thing's awesome. Wonder if they still use the wheel in the back or if it's got regular engines in it now. Well, I've come up to another lock. This one is the Peoria lock, which I didn't realize they had one here, but so I've radioed in. There's a barge that's separating things down below. They're going to get it loaded up, and he'll come up with the first load, and then when he goes back down to get the rest of the barges, I'm going to go down with them, I guess, from the sound of things. So it's going to be a little bit of a wait, but it shouldn't be too bad. I just had another heart stopper. I'm at this lock in Peoria, and they said that I've got to wait for this barge. Actually, he's coming up now. But I've got to wait for him, and then I'm going to lock back down. So they have these pools where you just sit here and wait. And I thought, well, I'll try fishing. I've seen a lot of guys, or not a lot, but I've seen a couple of guys fishing in these little pools. Well, this particular one has a dam, so there's a wall over there, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's two sets of buoys. The first set of buoys say danger, keep out, and the second set of buoys is at the concrete wall where it drops off, however many feet this drops. So I turned the motor off and was doing some fishing, and I don't know if you can see now, but we're drifting slowly, but we're drifting. And I realized I'm getting really close to those buoys that say danger, keep out. So I thought, no big deal, I'll go start the boat, steer back out into the middle of the pool. Well, the starter spins around, but it didn't engage. So I keep trying to start it. Now I'm about 10 feet past the danger, keep out buoys, and the motor won't start. So I ripped the motor off, the engine cover off, grabbed some small rope that I have with me just for whatever, wrap it around the top of the motor, and I had to pole start the thing. But I got a pole starter before I got to the edge. And anyway, that freaked me out. There's no rail or anything to stop you. It's just a wall, it looks like. I'm going to check it out when I get to the other side, what it's like down there. But I don't know why things like that happen to me. Anyway, I tried starting it after I got away from there. About 15 times it wouldn't start, so I took a screwdriver and popped the little gear up to make sure it was free, and now it starts every time. It's like this boat just wants to give me a heart attack for some reason. And now I'm out of the mood to fish. Fishing is relaxing. That wasn't relaxing. Alright, I'm going to get back to the radio. I'm underway again after the Peoria lock, and the river's a lot skinnier now than it was. Hold on, I gotta turn. Still trying to find the sweet spot on the steering so I can just stand up in the front. The weather, I mean, it's kind of dreary and overcast today, but there's almost no wind, so the lake is very, or the river is very smooth. So I think that we're going to be making a lot better gas mileage. And the most important thing is I can steer in the front again. But I hate sitting back in the back. Anyway, hopefully it'll stay like this for quite a while. There are some really curvy parts coming up, but there's some long straightaways, like a couple miles long or more coming up. I may be able to get back upstairs to the lounge so I can hang out up there again. That's the best way. I found a remote control steering system for outboard motors last night on the internet. It's $500, and if I'd have known before I left about that thing, I would have one on the fin. And it's just got a little lanyard you wear around your neck, and it's got one button for left and one button for right, and you never have to go back there. I could be on top of the deck up in the lounge area the whole time. Man, what a trip that would be. That'd be awesome. I'm learning a lot on this trip. My next trip, I've got to figure out some way for wave prevention on the front, or even if the water comes over the front of the boat, if I can figure out a way to keep it from coming in the cabin. I've got to seal the floor up somehow. Maybe I don't know, a piece of vinyl that would run. If I were to start out here and have it come up and run up the wall, I just don't know how I would do the door then. Anyway, that'll give me something to think about. The water coming over the front is not unusual at all. So I just hate having the inside of it so wet. Like I walk around in there and the water squishes up around my shoes. That's no fun. So anyway, the water prevention is one thing. I would definitely get a 4-stroke motor. I don't know that I would go with much more horsepower than I've got. I've never had the urge that I just need to go faster. I mean, it sure would be great to get the trip done quicker, but when you're going 6 to 8 miles an hour, you got a whole lot of time to look around and just check out what's going on around you. In today's world, we're all so fast-paced all the time, you miss everything that's going past you. I thought I was going to have to steer, but I can stand over here. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, so going a little slower is nice once in a while. I am going to have to make a small correction. And it's amazing what a small correction. I mean, I will put pressure on the wheel, but not really turn it. I mean, it's just a tiny little bit, and it'll turn. All right, back to what I was talking about. So I've got the wave problem in the front, a 4-stroke motor, so it's a lot more fuel efficient. Really, other than being on Lake Michigan, when the waves are so huge, I don't feel like the height of this thing is a problem. I happen to have one storm that had 35-mile-per-hour winds, which did really lean it over. But yesterday I was in a 20-mile-an-hour wind and decided to just keep going, and it leaned a little bit, but I never felt like it was gonna go over. So I'm sticking with my original plan of having something 2-story. It's calm here. I'm not sure why. There must be a current or something under the water, because I'm having to steer a lot more than I should. And I get it set, I walk to the front, and then it moves again. My next boat's gonna have a shower. I should have went with my original hunch to put a shower in here so that you can just get cleaned up. To me, a shower makes all the difference in the world. And it would have been pretty cheap to do. I'm not saying it has to be real hot, but you know, you can buy a instant hot water heater for camping for $120, and you literally have an endless amount of hot water until your tank runs out, your gas grill tank runs out. They just hook up to the same thing that you use at home for your grill. For 120 bucks to have a shower any time that I feel like taking a shower is a small price to pay. Of course, with that, you would have to come up with a filtration system, but you know, it seems like everything costs $100. But for another 100 bucks, I could have bought a filtration system that I would hook to my holding tank that I've got now that would suck the water out of the river, filter it so that it's clear, and you can shower in that. I wouldn't be drinking it, but I sure wouldn't hesitate to shower off in river water as long as it goes through the filtration process. So anyway, the next time I'm going to spend the 200 bucks or 300 bucks, whatever it is, and have a shower on the boat. That would make a big difference. So dry floors, shower, and a more fuel efficient motor. But I mean, still, it's costing me about 40 bucks a day in fuel. So there's not a lot of vacations you can go on for 40 bucks a day. Well, plus food. But if I could do it for 20 bucks a day of fuel, that'd be even better. All right, I'm gonna quit bending your ear and get back to driving for a minute. Well, you want to talk about peaceful? I've been up here for, I don't know, well over an hour, maybe a couple hours. I talked to Craig Hammersley and John Bean a while ago, and anyway, I was up here when they called. I should look to see how long it was. What a beautiful day. It's been calm. I've passed one barge, and that was just a couple minutes ago, and it was uneventful. But I mean, it just is wide and straight with big wide sweeping turns. So I just been hanging out up here and listening to some music. I'm not even sure what town the radio station's out of, but it's been playing some pretty good music. I did run over a buoy, a marker buoy. Those big metal cans that are hanging to, you know, one's red and one's green. It shows you which side of the shipping channel you're on. And I was up here and I kept leaning and leaning and leaning, and I thought, okay, it's gonna turn, it's gonna turn. And then the wind caught, and even though I was gonna miss it, the wind blew the front end over just enough that I was going straight for it. So I went running downstairs as fast as I could, went down that ladder like a fireman's pole, got to the back and put it in neutral and had it go to idle, and ran right over that thing. It just boom, 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 all the way underneath the boat. It didn't hurt anything. I just thought that I had plenty of time, but I didn't, so that's no big deal. I don't think I hurt the buoy. It's a big steel buoy. So this is what I've been doing, watching the world go by. So peaceful. When you're in the middle like this, it feels like you're almost not moving. But I just checked my GPS. I'm going 8 miles an hour. I'm just so far from shore that it doesn't look like I'm going anywhere, which is fine with me, as long as I'm actually moving. Oh, I don't care what it looks like. It's relaxing up here. I think this is one of those levees that they talk about on TV every time it floods. They talk about getting a breach in the levee. This thing is as far as I can see in both directions. And it's, well, I'm 8, so I'm 14 feet up in the air, and it's higher than I am, so it's got to be a 16 foot, 18 foot tall levee. Those don't always work though. It's the power of water. You don't mess with water. It'll mess you up, man. Okay, so this is kind of similar to my situation earlier. I'm tooling along thinking everything's fine. Then they got these buoys. The red ones are on the left-hand side, the green ones are on the right-hand side. And I thought, well, I'm gonna miss that. No problem. I'll just stand over here. So I stand over here and I'm turning. I was thinking I was gonna completely miss the thing, and all of a sudden the wind shifts and I just run right over that thing. Which, that's probably 4 feet tall, maybe 5 feet tall. There's another one up here. They're all over the place. Nothing got hurt though. But the wind has died down even more. I don't think it could get any more calm than it is right now, which is great for the steering. I can steer this thing all over the place just by where I'm standing now. And the river's gotten wider. The turns are pretty slow, big wide sweeping turns, except maybe this one. So what I'll do is I'll start on the outside and cut in real tight like a race car, and then I don't have to turn as sharp. So we'll head over to the right over there. Oh, and there's a green buoy. Let's see if I can't miss this one though. Gosh, if it could stay like this, this would be perfect. Just doesn't get any better than this. This is perhaps my second best day. The first day was when I got out of that stupid inlet and wasn't trapped anymore. And that was nice, but gosh, this is just awesome. It's so wide open. I love it. Well, I'd been going straight for a long time, and I had this big turn I had to go around, and we got around the turn, and believe it or not, water as far as we can see again. This is completely calm. It's like glass out here. I just can't get over how smooth it is for this long. I'm 2.5 hours in or more of being upstairs. I don't even have to go downstairs to steer because it's such nice big wide sweeping turns. Just felt like I needed to mention that. Alright, it's Sunday night. I'm at Havana, Illinois. They got this nice little marina here. And it's got, I don't know, not a lot of boats. A lot of pontoons here. I was surprised to see that. But I got to talk to the owner, and he dug all this out himself and built everything, and it's really pretty cool. Nice little place.